Mark's a person with class, style, and confidence. The reason why he's so happy is not just because of the suit that he wears or the shoes that he has on. It's because his jewels are jolly. When he got up this morning, he washed with Ballsy Ball Wash. Keep the funk off your dog. That's butt and body wash. Ballsy brand.
Just want to come on here and let's have a talk. Let's have a talk. Let's have a talk. Welcome to my new podcast. What we're doing here, Sex Talk, Talk Sex. You heard it, Sex Talk, Talk Sex. And today's subject we want to talk about here, just kind of get started here. First, what we're doing on this talk show, and want to get something kind of get a little feedback from everybody. Let's talk about it. Let's hear what you get to say about it. And, get some opinions here. For here's the question for everybody who's viewing, anybody who's watching, anybody tunes in. Uh, when is the right time to talk to your kids about sex? What is the right age to talk to them about it? What is the right time? A lot of parents struggle with this. And please don't say, oh, no parents struggle with it, because a lot of parents struggle with it. And here's what I'm saying, a lot of parents struggle with it. And here's the thing, a lot of moms have problems talking with their sons about it. A lot of dads have a problem talking with their daughters about it. And you got a lot of people who, oh my God, I don't want to talk to my kid about this. I don't want to have this conversation. I don't want to speak on this situation with my child. Or they'll say, my child is too young for this. I don't need to talk about it right now. I need to wait a couple of years. Or they'll say, my child I don't worry about that. My child doesn't think that because we're in the church. And, we're Christian people, and my child would never hear about this type of stuff. They won't hear about sex. So, folks, let's just be real. Let's go ahead and talk about it here. If you don't talk to it, your child, if you don't talk to your child as a parent about sex, they're going to hear about it from someone else their age, from their peers, either at school or out in the streets or somewhere. They're going to talk about it either, all the stuff that's on social media. It's out there. So you got to have a conversation at some point. When they go to school, some kid is hearing about, I mean, look at music, the music. Y'all listen to music. Songs talk about it. Some songs have certain lyrics that use other terms for it, and other stuff like that. I mean, case in point, I was at a basketball game and a song, well, even though I thought the basketball game was best month first to it, but the references in the song talk it's not at a school basketball game. We hear the sport events because you hear certain songs playing music. Yeah, they may change the word to make a radio friendly version, but we're still talking about the same subject with some of the stuff, with some of the songs and content. So when is the right time to talk to your youth, talk to your kids about sex? What is the right age to talk to them about it? Leave a comment, chime in, let us know your thoughts because and please understand the discussion here is everybody's open, entitled to their opinion. So we're not judging anybody off of their opinion because when they say or what age you say that you talk to your kids about it, whatever one. I mean, so you know, the opinions people have are their opinions. We're not here to judge anybody about it. We're here to listen and hear because it can help someone else understand that and help them. We're talking to their kids about it, not knowing the right time to talk to their kids. So, and the opinions are expressed. We don't condone the opinions of everybody on here, and whether if it's a guest, a comment, or whatever, but they are able to at least speak their mind and say their opinion. So that's what we want to hear is your opinion. What is your opinion on when is the right time to talk to your kids about mass work, about sex, about life, about growth, about when their body is going through changes? puberty and stuff like that. When is the right time as a parent or for parents or for guardians that want to talk to their kids? What is the right time to have that conversation? What is the right age for you to have that conversation? This is stuff we want to hear from you. Want to know because I mean, obviously, viewers and listeners are going to listen in. People that follow my page, they're going to listen in. They're going to hear your input and get some insight from you on that part there. I've heard some people say they have kids talk 17 years old. Is there a right time or is there a wrong time or is there a time range where you feel like you do need to have these talks with your kids? Because folks, here's the thing. They're going to hear about us. Somebody's going to say something in school, their classmates, their peers, uh, sporting events, sporting events. Your kids on team, various teams, stuff like that. You've got TikTok, you've got social media, you've got all of these platforms out here that the kids get access in different ways to see or hear about it. I mean, heck, even on these the streaming platforms, YouTube, Netflix, um, and all of that. There's shows out here talking about it, and in music, your kids are hearing about it. So when is the right time? What is the right age for your kids to hear about it and to talk about it, or you to talk to your kids about it? What is the right time for you to talk to your kids about sex and life and puberty? Leave a comment, chime in, let us know your thoughts. Say something on it. Talk to us. Sex talk, talk sex. So it'd be something everybody can really talk about. You need to talk about and have these conversations because obviously kids are going to hear about it through certain areas, through certain places, and it's better to hear from the parent. My opinion. This is my opinion. It's better for them to hear it from the parent than to hear it from other avenues, other ways outside of the parent. If the parents talk to the kids, it's a lot better than hearing it from other avenues or other ways because you can talk to your kids about the right and the wrongs, the do's and the don'ts, safety, precautions, um, and things like that with them understanding everything, the concept and the logic of it. If that makes sense. I think y'all understand where I'm trying to go here with this and what I'm trying to say on that in that matter, on that part there. Because there's a lot of things out there going on in this world. You got temptations through different ways and stuff like that. And I mean, let's face it, with social media and things like that, there's so many ways kids find out about stuff and hear about stuff, and so it's good for parents to be able to talk and have discussions. You got a lot of kids in single parent. Not every child is a multi-parent home. With mom and dad there, or stuff like that. So it's better for the kids to have someone they can talk to and discuss it with. It's sometimes good for both parents, even though if parents may be living in separate homes, whatever. Both parents can still talk to their kids about it because sometimes some parents are afraid to have the discussion. Some parents are afraid to talk on the situation. Um, and there's things that need to be talked about and things that need to be discussed before your kid gets too old, before they start getting into things or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And before they start, as say, testing the world, stepping in uncharted waters, per se, it's better to have a talk with them before they go out and do things just going their own way, just trying stuff per se. Um, so it's good for parents to talk to your kids, and what is the best time? What is the best age range to talk to your kids? Some parents do tend to need to talk to their kids sooner than later and earlier than others. Some can talk to their kids a little bit later. I ain't gonna say way later, but a little bit later. That way, kids understand life and the body system and the different stuff and you know, just with people growing up and stuff like that. I mean, so the kids, you got to look at that stuff and understand how to talk to each other, talk to your kids about stuff on that stuff there. And even with outfits people wear, you got to talk to your kids about that too, because, obviously there's some things that some people wear to get attention and try to draw attention in a sexual way. Some things some people wear and, they just kind of it creates a little temptation to people. So you have to be careful of that stuff, and you have to talk with your kids on it, and stuff like that, because it's stuff. There's stuff out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all see it. I hear people discuss stuff online. I see people discuss stuff, at places sometimes. Some people wear outfits sometimes like, that outfit might not be proper for this type of event, or might not be the right outfit for this. People wear certain stuff, and you have to have talks with your kids about some things that are okay to wear, some things that are not okay to wear to certain places, certain stuff. Because some stuff sometimes is revealing that you're like, nah, you don't need to wear that. Nah, this stuff, no. So those are the type of things you got to have conversations. You definitely got to have conversations, talk about it, and discuss it. And these are things you definitely have to do on that part there. So there's a thing that is really helpful. So parents, talk to your kids, talk to your kids. And be a person. And parents, if you feel like you can't talk to your kids, get with another parent who can help you and assist in talking to your kids for you. Somebody that your kids trust, and somebody that they know and they trust that can maybe help you in navigating that talk in that situation. It's good to be able to talk to your kids. Now, I'm not saying you gotta just be your kid's best friend. I'm saying you gotta talk to them as a parent to a child and talk to your kids about it. Yeah, there's a thing of you know you can have a friendship with your kid, but you can't be the person say, "Oh, this is my friend. I can talk to them with this." They still your child. You got to talk to your child, be real with your child, and having these conversations and navigating, talking with them and stuff on there. So you definitely got to, definitely need to have a talk and a conversation with your kids along these lines and stuff in that part there. And like I said, if you feel like you can't talk to your kid, get in contact with a close friend or an adult that can have a conversation with your kids. Somebody your kids trust and know that you can have good conversations with them about stuff like this. And those are things that you definitely need to talk about and look at in that part there. So definitely take time, talk to your kids, and have the discussion, have the talk whenever you feel the time is right. I'm not here to tell anybody this time is best or that time is best. You have to kind of decipher it out and figure it out. But you also got to look at the option of understanding of what things are your kids saying? What things are your kids doing? Are your kids dating right now? Because what age range you letting your kids start dating and stuff like that. You have to look at that stuff too. And y'all sit and say, "Oh, it's just puppy love, and they just young. They ain't thinking about that." Look, don't put that past nobody. Because kids, you got to talk to your kids if you're letting them date at some point, whatever it is on that stuff there. Because kids start, dating, they start kissing, they start hugging, touching, and so you got to talk to your kids if you got them, letting them date and talk. So you got to have those talks sooner than later on that part, on things in that part. So there's levels to it that you really have to look into stuff and understand, but don't look at it and say, my kid is not this kind of kid. My kid wouldn't do that stuff, whatever it is. My kid wouldn't get that far, go that route, just that, whatever. You just never know. You need to have the conversation at some point and have a discussion with your kid. So that's the real thing in that part, folks. You got to have a conversation with your kid, and so just want to come on, bring this up, talk in this conversation real quick, and take some time, leave a comment, share the post. It's the conversation needs to be had, and some of y'all out there, you're at this point where you do need to have this conversation. Some of y'all probably past the point of where you had a conversation already, but there are certain things you need to be thinking about in more depth along the line. So you need to have the conversations and talk about it. And these things where we're gonna have more content coming up on the podcast for more stuff. Uh, that we'll have coming up on channels and stuff like that. And we're just going to talk across the board on stuff. Some of these will be pre-recorded. We'll put on our video on demand section as well. Going in depth on other conversations as well also. So just tune in and make sure you check out the new podcast and talk show. Sex Talk, Talk Sex. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I said twice. You say it one way, then say it the other way. Sex Talk, Talk Sex. Yeah, that's it. So, thank you all for tuning in to Sex Talk, Talk Sex with Lily Williams. Thank you all so much, and we have a good evening, good night, and take care, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Have a good night indeed, and we will talk to you all today. Make it.
Look over there. What is he wearing? Is that a fur coat and a money suit? Oh my gosh, he's got fish in his shoes. The reason why he's so stylish and happy and confident is because when he got up this morning, he showered in Ballsy Ball Wash, and his jewels are jolly. Keep the funk off your jaw, nuts, butt, and body wash.